Welcome back to Afternoon Live. If you've ever found a foundation that you absolutely love, but the color isn't quite right, don't throw it out just yet. Here to share how you can easily change the tone to match your skin perfectly, we welcome back makeup artist and beauty professional Ashonti Turner. Welcome back, my friend.
Thank you for having me.
This is going to be a great life hack that I think a lot of people can use. Because even as the seasons change, your skin tone changes and you've got a product that you love and it doesn't quite match anymore.
Exactly. And we don't want to break the bank again.
Yeah.
We want to reserve our consumption of spending on beauty products, especially when you can just adjust them for just a little bit of money.
This is a great idea.
Exactly.
Okay.
So I feel like that when we get into color correcting, the concept itself is very scary just because there's a lot of colors.
True.
There's a lot of theory behind it, but we're going to simplify it as much as we can today. So when we are speaking about a foundation that we enjoy, we're just going to swatch this guy. So this would be like a foundation that we use all year round. We love the texture of it.
Beautiful.
I'm just going to swatch it on this little canvas here just to give the true tone of it. So this would be our base, right? We like it, we put it on. Uh-oh, summertime comes, it doesn't look right. Wintertime comes, it doesn't look right, okay? Then we want to maybe cool it down a little bit. Maybe like add a little bit more subtleness. It's probably too warm for us because we're in the winter time.
Okay.
We're gonna add a blue tone because we're thinking about
you're scaring me already.
It is scary. This is not face paint. This is just color correcting product. So we're gonna add a little bit of blue to this guy now.
Trust the
it's
process.
Be scary. A little dot goes a long way.
Okay.
Add a little bit of blue because we're cooling down. Think about ice and water.
Okay.
Cooling down.
I'm following you at least so far.
Exactly.
Cool. Okay.
And it's not gonna be crazy. Same foundation color, a little bit of blue added to it. This cools everything down, and we're gonna get messy. This is finger painting.
Okay.
Swatch this guy on here.
I can see.
We can do a little bit more too. So that guy.
Yeah, working with the same idea, but it is that slight subtle difference to it.
So this guy compared to the other swatches, definitely more on that peachy side.
Okay.
So we're gonna do a little bit more product so we can see it.
It is quite peachy now that you have to kind of like find the word to describe it so that it makes sense. Okay.
So we're adding blue to this guy to cool it down.
There you go.
Same foundation color, just with a little bit of blue on it. So it's less orange, now it's more cool.
Interesting.
It's a slight adjustment. Again, it's not face paint, we're just changing the tone of it.
Yeah, because you're not really getting a much lighter or much darker effect. It's that sort of undertone.
Yeah, exactly. We're not changing the color, just the tone. That was a good analogy.
I'm gonna slide these forward so we can see them a little bit better in our overhead fancy camera that we're using here. Okay.
Then we're gonna go into olive tones, okay? This is gonna be green and like, I don't wanna say canary yellow, it's more of a cool down olive yellow.
Yeah.
We're gonna start with green though. So this would be like, if you like the foundation, but it's like, ooh, I have a little bit more olive in my skin tone, I wanna add something to that.
Okay.
So we're gonna take green. It's a little scary.
It is green, that is green.
This is green. This is very green. But again, we're not walking around like Shrek. We're just changing the tone.
Okay.
This is not face paint.
I trust you. I trust the process. Well, in green, I remember learning about, you know, primary opposite color theory, right? That green can correct redness sometimes and things like that.
Look at you. Okay, so yes, we're thinking about like the rainbow. We put the rainbow in a circle. You're gonna go with the color that's opposite of that to cancel out that color. So example, red is the opposite of green. So this guy is adding more of a now olive tone to this foundation.
You can see such a stark difference even as you're mixing it together.
Exactly. So when you're putting it together, you're like, oof, that's a little too green. Just add a little bit more foundation to it.
Interesting.
And you're just lightly changing the tone of it. Nothing too crazy. The same thing would work with the yellow. It's just you would be lightening it and olive inside of it.
Okay.
Now we're gonna go into the more peachy tones. Okay. This one is also scary because it is straight up like pink and orange.
Okay.
So adding the foundation onto our palette again.
Yeah, I think a lot of times we want to avoid those colors because you think you don't want to look so red in the face. But if that's what's appropriate for your foundation color to be, you got to lean into it.
So this is going to be our rosy one.
Okay.
So if you're looking at a foundation, you're like, ooh, I feel a little ghostly. I want to add a little bit of color, but not too much. This is when you're going to go into the rosy tones.
Okay. It does kind of have almost like a blush color to it on its own. Oh my gosh, we're doing like a whole science experiment
It's
here
nice
today.
though, right? So you see that pink tone inside of it. We're gonna go ahead and finger paint some more. Add that to the palette.
Oh, that is so cool.
So even right next to the green one, you can see how warm that one is now.
Yeah, and just all of these are working off the same base, so you can see just how big of a difference that tiny drop of that color correction adds. And can you find these in kind of like your regular drugstore makeup section?
Yeah, you can find these anywhere, and they can be used for any flesh tone products. So it could be used for liquid foundation and liquid concealer is primarily what I use it for. Some people like to add it to their liquid lipsticks to like change the tone of them. If you have one that's too rosy, you can add a little bit of greenness out of it, mix it together. But they have to be cream or liquid products. It can't be powders.
Oh my gosh.
Powders
the possibilities are endless now.
Exactly. Last but not least.
Okay.
This is gonna be the scariest one. I feel like. I mean, blue was pretty scary, but
blue was pretty scary.
The orange.
Coming out of the gate with blue was kind of a lot.
The orange is gonna be a little intimidating. Okay. So this guy would come into place if you want warmth on an extreme situation. So like if you're tanning, if it's like you've changed significantly in your tone over the seasons. Okay. Foundation shade is still the same. We're gonna go into the orange. So this is gonna add warmth and depth. It's gonna add depth because it's darker than our base. Okay.
Yeah, that is a real, almost like a brick color.
Exactly.
Okay.
It's scary.
I believe in you. We're gonna get through this together.
Just mix this really good. So this would be another situation where like you want rose inside of it, or you want that warmth, but it's, you know, it's gonna mix into the foundation, so we'll be fine. And this works for all different skin tones of foundation as well.
Yeah.
So you guys see look at that. How warm that foundation is now.
Oh my gosh.
So in the summertime, when you're feeling like that, it's like maybe sunburnt, not quite there yet. Yeah. You would go into that, and then it would match your body.
I love this. Thank you so much.
Of course.
You've saved us so much money buying bottles and bottles of foundation for all the different things that your skin goes through.
And you still can do that. It's just, you know, person by person. I prefer to just adjust what I'm already loving as of right now.
We have options.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Of course.
Great to see you.
Good to see
we'll
you.
have more information about Ashonti on our website at katu.com. We'll be right back with more Afternoon Live right after this. Oh, that was fun.